All right, and welcome back to OGA Dota Pit, Season 3, the roasting of B-Cop. It is good to be back here. EHOME against RNG, Game 3. And Game 1 went to EHOME, Game 2 going to RNG, both in pretty one-sided fashions. Yeah, so we'll see if either team, they can do it again, or if they have more of an even game this time. Something I want more, like I want it to be 40 minutes and like 5K lead, 2K lead, something small. I want to think that both teams can pull it out, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be close. We've seen first game was really close, second game not so close, but still, could have gone either way potentially. But I think the teams before the drafts have started are, that close to each other. So it'd be interesting to see what adjustments gets made if this Venge gets picked again, for example. RNG go for the first pick Elder Titan again. Wow. Okay, worked last game. Why not?
Yeah. What did I say you got played with the last time? Tiny Sven and Wisp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, Wisp was banned, but
yeah, so they won't be doing the Tiny Sven Wisp combo. EHOME have to make adjustments, and I don't think that after that laning phase feel comfortable going for something super high tempo, early game oriented.
They move away from the Drow though, which is interesting. Or at least the Venge Drow. I mean, they could still go second pick Drow, but I think it's nice to pick this Tiny for yourself. Like, it gives you the flex value. I think make Felix play something else. Because he's shown 2 games in a row that he can play that Tiny really well. They take the Venge.
Dire take it for themselves. Wow. Okay. You guys are going to let this through. We're going to show you why you shouldn't. So now the question is, do they take the Drow? Is that what they want in this lineup? Is that even going to make it through? Probably gets banned by EHOME, I would think.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, I'm already thinking about whether they want to pick like their core here that they can then protect with bans.
Mm-hmm.
So, potentially a Faceless Void, but you're playing against ET Venge, which feels really bad. I mean, they could pick Snapfire or something, which is pretty safe. But, like, again, TB, it's something you can look at. But again, you're playing against Elder Titan. Like, AM, maybe? Doesn't feel good either against Venge ET.
Does Jug feel okay?
Not as a first. I think Jug's kind of one of those heroes you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you. Doesn't need to be first phased and banned around.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, this already seems kind of rough in the picks.
Maybe
right?
Spectre could be interesting if they decide to go for that now.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. They're taking a lot of time. Like I think that Venge really threw a wrench in it.
Or it doesn't really give anything away, and they can flex this ET Venge really heavily. I think they're just deciding if there's a hero they want now before it gets banned. Like maybe a Bat Rider or something potentially as well for EHOME.
Wow. I was not expecting Darkseer.
So they ban Oracle, I guess.
Immediately that Mercedes Svens gets banned.
Yeah, they have that tempo already, though, especially if Tiny's mid. I mean, it could be 4 still. But you put the Iron Shell on the Tiny, he just runs around the map and just starts, causing absolute chaos. So
I've seen the Darkseer Gyro combo without the Wisp. You think that might even work here?
Maybe. I think it's really really hard to call either of these drafts in the second phase because again, there's so much they can do with them. Like, I think TB is an okay ban for EHOME potentially next. Like, you want to ban a hero here that works well with the Venge.
Yeah. Well, who's got? EHOME have next pick, so if they want to go Terrorblade, they could not ban it and try and pick it up themselves, right?
But that's what I was saying, like into Elder Titan and things. Like, it's really difficult to even like
That's just the natural order.
Suggest that, right?
Yeah, we've actually even seen that before. Just how quickly the Terrorblade goes down to the Elder Titan.
Yeah, he eventually built AC to try and help himself, but it was just too late then, right? Like, Oracle, what else do they want to ban? So they banned Zeus. Okay. Well, Zeus is a hero that I feel like we've seen banned every game, but never been able to get picks.
Yeah.
It's just every time. I like Zeus with ET, though, especially, because you throw the spirit down, and the natural order magic resistance works on the spirit. So you throw the spirit on them, chase them around, while the Zeus does all the damage from far away as well.
God. So they ban the Void, even though I don't know. I wouldn't have liked a Void pick regardless for EHOME. I think it's just countered by these 2 picks if they're not too careful. You know, you go into a Chrono, all of a sudden the sleep comes in or the swap. You're not getting what you want with this Void. Obviously, at a certain point, Void just feels like one of those heroes that can go off regardless, but...
I don't think there's any clear picks for either team. And normally we come into the second phase thinking like, yeah, this looks like a good pick, this looks like a good pick, they should probably ban that, they should ban that. But both the drafts are so open that it's hard to call. I think EHOME might go for Lich, potentially. I know X never likes that hero. And it's really good against this like physical damage output that could come out from RNG.
Wouldn't be that bad, especially if they, you know, with the core that they're thinking later down the line, maybe like a Jug. And they go...
Wow. So they're going to go for it anyway.
I guess I end up being right, but we talked about why it's not the right pick, or why it feels like it's not the right pick.
It doesn't necessarily mean it can't work. It just means the TB pick is not as protected and it's more difficult than, you know, normal.
Yeah, anything can work. It just... We've seen this matchup, and based on the small sample size, of course, of what we've seen of ET versus TB, all of a sudden you just get 2-shot by Elder Titan.
Yeah.
Like, I almost think that TB getting picked is tempting enough to put the Elder Titan 3.
Yeah, they could do. And then put the Venge just a 5 or something or whatever.
Yeah.
They need another answer to the TB. They need more magical damage, I think. They could go like Morphling, I think would be okay. Arc Warden is another one that we see up against TB quite a lot, and with the Venge, I think it goes up in value. But then when you're playing against Darkseid Tiny, they obviously have so much capability to get to the backline and find him. Oh my god.
Shadow Demon, wow.
And this TB went from having a rough game to being like down here, like off the screen, but you know.
TB5 just to do what you do with Batrider when he gets this countered. God.
I don't know, I think it's going to be ET3 Shadow Demon 4 now. They could put the Shadow Demon 3 if they wanted to, but...
They could put Shadow Demon 2. I've seen Setsu on it a couple times.
Because you have to remember, it's not just the disruption against the Terrorblade as well. It's the Purge against the Surge. Purge against the... Yeah, I said that right. So, like, you can never Surge anybody away because it constantly gets purged off over and over again.
Mm-hmm. And there's Jakiro for EHOME.
Okay. I can see them picking Morphling now, I think. If RNG really want it. I think you have to pick your core here.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, there it is. In a massive shock to absolutely nobody, Morphling gets picked up against TB. I just think if it had been any hero that threatened Morph there that got picked by EHOME, they would have double guessed it. But when this Jakiro comes out, they're like, yeah, I think this should be pretty good. I'd love to know which one they're going to put as the position 3 on RNG. And I kind of hope it's Shadow Demon just because I want it to get the farm priority this game. Mm-hmm. Like, imagine if you go like Aether Lens Ags this game. It looks so scary. But they are susceptible to getting bursted. And when they're playing against Darkseid Tiny, and like even Jakiro has a decent amount of magical output, it's not like a free draft win for RNG because they do still have to be worried, especially about their positioning. But they have almost like 3 saves in their draft. There's like Swap, there's Disrupt, there's Stomp as well. it's going to be really hard for EHOME to ever find an opening to like easily kill somebody.
Trying to see what they're gonna ban. Viper TA. Huh. Would a Razor work mid for RNG?
I don't think so. Not maybe, but I don't really like that here at the moment anyway. They need some more like early tempo and like team fight, I think.
It's seen a couple first phase, final phase bans.
Is Mars still in the pool? Yeah.
Yeah.
Could have potential. Because Ember's a good ban as well. I like that.
Do I just
trying to think of other heroes that bridge the early game, because I think they need something tanky as well that can sit at the front.
Mm-hmm. Do I just say my standard Storm Spirit?
I'd be really surprised if RNG went Storm. I could see EHOME picking it, but I can't see RNG going for it. Because they need a way of closing the gap to get to the Shadow Demon and like these squishy backline heroes, like the Venge, the Shadow Demon and things on EHOME. So I think Mars is probably the go-to. They could potentially have some more burst damage to deal with the TB, but I think the team fight's more important. What else?
I
guess
guess
like SF could be interesting.
What about
it doesn't really
Void Spirit
fight.
works for both teams, right?
Oh, it's Puck in the pool.
Yeah.
Oh no, Queen of Pain. Okay, there's the magic damage. It doesn't really have the same amount of like lockdown team fight they might have liked, but I think it's a solid pick, especially when they don't have last pick overall and they don't know matchups. It could be tiny mid still, we have to remember, but I think they need another core that can output a decent amount of damage so they're not reliant on the TB when it's a really hard TB game.
And there's the Void Spirit. Yeah.
Okay. So that gives them that gap close that they were looking for to kill these like backline heroes, like the Shadow Demon, the Venge, the ET.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be core ET just because I think they need some front line.
It's off-lane core ET.
Yeah. Okay, so they're going to put the Shadow Demon as the 4, right?
Yeah.
So Felix is playing the Shadow Demon. Okay.
Setsu's playing one of his best heroes right now, Queen of Pain.
Yeah, XM on the Void Spirit, I really enjoy watching that as well. That mid lane matchup's going to be really explosive.
Yeah, it's his second best hero at 64% win rate in 66 games.
It's really good.
His other go-to is OD, but that's just out of the...
Yeah, the Setsu OD. I remember the days when that hero was being picked.
When he would
we still see it occasionally.
Drop it down. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really rare because it's so hard to make work and fit in a draft because it's so greedy, and the game's pretty high pace at the moment, which OD doesn't really enjoy.
And then for XM, he's actually already played 36 games as Void Spirit. 53% win percentage on him.
What's XM's most played hero?
His most played hero is Razor. Oh,
right. I've lost all respect for him. Never mind.
75 games with Razor, 71 with Death Prophet, 70 with Ember. He's got a 73% win rate with Razor in 75 games.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Who enjoys playing Razor anyway?
See you later, nerds.
Come on. Fun hero.
It is fun, but you know,
prepare for
it's
battle.
pretty mentally draining, I think.
For sure. I used to get picked up a lot. The hero just does not get seen much at all anymore. But it still gets banned. It still finds its way into bans.
A rolling stone.
God King on this Morphling. SCC on this Terrorblade. Yeah, God King on the Morphling, 54 games, 63% win rate.
He's really good at this hero. We've seen it already this tournament as well, how good he is.
Yeah, it's crazy.
30
His most
seconds
played
to
hero is Ember. 92 games is Ember. 54 is his next as Morphling.
Yeah, looking forward to him playing this game as well. Wondering what weird and wonderful item build he can pull out this game.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the lanes. So, ET Shadow Demon should do really well in this bot lane. Obviously, whenever meta's popped, they have to be a little bit careful.
The
But as it gets to
battle
like the level 3,
begins.
level 4 mark, gets difficult because they have the disruption into the stomp potentially. I think they have to be really careful. And Venge isn't... Sorry, not Venge. Jakira's like a strong laning support, but it is going to slow the ET down a little bit, like when he goes for that in for the spirit attacks and things. Should negate a lot of that damage that can come through because of the minus attack speed. On the Dual Breath, on the Liquid Fire.
Oh. First pause of the night.
Go! Nice.
Good fun.
They used to just take the disruption at level 1 on the Shadow Demon, just instantly disrupt the meta. They're like, oh yeah, let's lay in the damage.
Thanks for the damage. Appreciate it.
This one was not.
Ooh, James tried to pull the wave, but he only got half of it.
Alright. I guess it's not the end of the world. Chalice looking to cut here. Or... Okay. I was gonna say.
You can't really lane up against a Smurfling. And so this is the problem. We've seen this match. Gokin played this matchup this tournament, I think. Do you remember that game? It might have been RNG's first series where he had absolute free farm on Morphling.
Against SAG. First
Yes,
game.
I think so.
Yeah, it was the first game of the tournament.
This was the same matchup where Gokin basically just free farms the whole laning stage because the Darkseid tiny can't pressure. But the Darkseid also should get a decent amount of farm. Venge.
Super.
Okay.
Killed to the Iron Shell. So he may not be able to play the lane, but he is able to play the support and kill him.
I mean, this Terrorblade's starting to struggle on CS a little bit as well, which is surprising. I just feel like if this Morphling doesn't get pressured, it almost feels like the same as the Arc Warden last game.
Yeah. So that game that he played Morph, he had a 10-minute Midas with a Morbid Mask, 11-minute Tread, 16-minute Lincolns, 22-minute E-Blade, 25-minute BKB, and the game was ended in 28.
Yeah.
Went 7-0-4, 20,000 net worth. As for the Darkseer that was in that game, Bottle Wand, Arcane's Pipe, Mech in that time.
I don't know. I just feel the same as the Arc last game. That eventually this Morphling, they don't really deal with him very well. Like, they need the TB to get, like, so BKB Scardy, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
After the Manta. Maybe they'll be able to deal with him then, but even that is... Voice Bit's getting really low mid, but has a self.
Yeah, just hit with the Shadow Strike. Blink forward, Setsu.
That was nice. Dodges out the dagger, so his salve keeps going.
Bottom lane coming in. SRF getting low. They'll take out the Elder Titan. Another kill there for EHOME. SCC getting it with the help from X, Nova, and James.
It does mean that James has made the rotation towards bot lane, so... But Chalice should be fine up here. There's not a huge amount that Venge can do to Darkseid. Like, it's Super's job just to basically mess around with him.
God King comes over, but that's just for a moment. Felix trying to help maybe secure this illusion room, but XM gets it, fills up the bottom.
4-minute rune.
Yeah.
I like seeing this Queen of Pain not go too heavy in dagger, even against the Void Spirit, because it's going to be the Queen of Pain's job to try and kill the Terrorblade, you know, as early on as possible with as much burst damage as possible. So the more points you get in Scream of Pain, the better. Mid lane.
Aether Remnant, Setsu locked up for a second.
This one was always mine.
Ahead by half a level,
My delight.
but a creep wave coming in on an XM.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Super losing his courier. As time goes by, we'll see how SRF plays up against this TB. Obviously dying just a bit earlier. He's gone.
He's just free farming though. He's got Morbid Mask, by the way, so he doesn't have the Midas coming out this time.
Well, he went Morbid Mask Midas last time.
Did he?
Yeah, he got Morbid Mask at 4, Midas at... Oh! Courier?
Dire's courier.
Oh,
has
he
been
doesn't get
killed.
it.
That's real sad for God King. I mean, it's not, to be fair, it's not too bad because he can just attribute shift down and then back up again if he wants HP, but
Radiant's bottom tower
it stops him
is
from being
under
able to
attack.
jungle as much, which is the big thing.
And he's got treads queued. Bottom lane, though, SCC. 4 stacks of Shadow Poison. Missed without one, but they've got the Spirit on him. 5 stacks land. Get under the
Well, it's
tower.
he was only level, he was 2 at the time on the Shadow Demon, but just hit 3.
Queen of Pain taking a lot of damage. Setsu getting chased by XM. Forced to blink away. Super now shows
Super.
up, but Avalanche Toss. He's dead to the Resonant
Yeah.
Pulse.
Is under attack.
I don't know about that one, Super.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Do not know about that one.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. Not at all what you would be like wanting to have happen, that's for sure.
Tiny's TPing bot. They're trying to go on the Jakiro.
Dire's
Let's see if they can get this kill on X Nova. They've got 4 stacks of Shadow Poison. They'll get SRF. They lose X Nova, but James just moving forward on
Iron
Felix,
Shell, though.
who doesn't have any way to get away from it.
Easy. Yeah, so they're off lane struggling a little bit, but RNG, their mid lane and their safe lane going really well. TB should just be able to catch back up in the jungle though. Like, it's not a big deal. They'll be fine. Royal Jelly, absolutely loving life.
Ooh, super. Nice find. $5-1 for EHOME, but still God King having a perfect game.
Yeah, I think he's got... What's he got coming out in the courier now? God King?
Treads?
Oh, he has that. He has that
Oh,
Morbid
Midas.
Mask. And he does have Midas queued up now. Okay, fair enough.
He did cute
I like that.
treads for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, he's having a free game though, right? So you might as well just go for
Magic
it.
Missile, wall committed by Chalice. Okay.
Yeah, he has to be careful there, otherwise I think they just carry on pushing for more. Interesting that he hasn't got any points in waveform on Morph. I think this is the build he went for before as well, God King. Which I'm pretty sure doesn't help your farming speed much. 'Cause I'm pretty sure, you know, waveform with the AoE is a lot better at farming camps and pushing waves out. But you'll obviously still farm quickly anyway.
Radiant's top
Iron
tower
Talon
is
for the
under
team.
attack.
Nice.
Chalice forced all the way back. Fate Approach will be good for the Queen of Pain. Has that empty bottle right now going first item Orchid. God King just free farming up here top. Looking for that Midas. He's top of the net worth right now. They really haven't touched him at all.
Dire's bottom tower
Yeah,
is
that's
under
going to help him
attack.
out a lot, especially with levels against this TB.
SCC is in the jungle and 600 gold behind this Morphling.
I mean, it's a really slow game though, especially in comparison to the last two, where it felt like there was a lot of rotations and things.
Going
Both
for
teams playing it
SRF?
a little
No.
bit more safe.
They went far, but they did not come up with anything. They backed off after a little bit.
Do they see XM down here? I mean, they know he's not mid. He's going straight Ags on XM. I love that. Morphling's going to have to go Manta first big item, like after the
Dire's
Midas.
middle tower
Yeah.
is
But even
under
then, they still have ways of catching him with this like double silence.
Ice
Okay.
Path, James coming over, Avalanche. Now the toss, but he's morphed into the strength. He should be
Yes,
fine.
no waveform.
Adaptive Strike stops that tininess tracks for a little bit. James continuing to come forward. Has Avalanche toss again in a couple seconds. And, oh,
Oh,
Dire's middle
Adaptive
tower
Strike one more
is under
time.
attack.
but bottom, wall down, SRF, he ends up falling.
good kill. Can they try and transition it to more potentially? I mean, XM's still here. He has 2 points in Astro Step.
Oh,
Two-
good Aether Remnant. Super ends up dead to
Okay.
XM. He'll come over. Felix now shows himself. Setsu here. Setsu does have the Sonic Wave if he wants to throw it. Vacuum out on the Felix Chaba, but it won't help them kill off the Shadow Demon.
Well played by Sets, who thinks about committing the Sonic Wave, but if Darkseid is not going to commit Surge or anything, then
Bounty.
might as well just hold on to it.
Yeah.
And we haven't really seen a huge amount from
Dire's
XM this
middle
game in terms of
tower is under
rotations. But it does almost have that Orchid now. About 1,000 gold away. A little bit more potentially.
Avalanche toss. God King, though. In strength pretty well.
Yeah, it's the Midas.
So Midas now the treads
Radiant's
and
bottom
TPing
tower is
bot.
under attack.
Yeah, wants to
Radiant
avoid this
structures are fortified.
these rotations. Void Spirit has no TP either, so they're going to start hitting this tier 1. It's probably going to be a trade. Tier 1 for tier 1. But there's no catapult top for
Dire's
Radiant.
top tower is
And there
under
is one for the
attack.
Dire.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So they'll start to take this top tier 1, but
Radiant's bottom tower has
they're
fallen.
losing their bottom tier 1, and God King's still getting
Dire's
things for
top
free.
tower is under attack.
Yeah, but TB's just farming the jungle as well at the same time. Like this
Dire's
again,
top
this game's
tower
still
has
pretty
fallen.
even. Like I don't think there's any massive winner here right now. I mean, God King's obviously doing well, but so is SCC. I think XM is the big winner out of anybody with how. Sorry, not XM, Setsu on the
Radiant's
Queen of
bottom
Pain.
tower
Like
is
this
under
Orchid's coming
attack.
out now, and I really want to see what they get done with it, because I think they can kill anybody on the map now with this Orchid. There is a mech on Darkseer, which makes Chalice a bit of a difficult kill, or like whoever Chalice is near.
XM disrupted, vacuum wall, Super and Felix hit by the wall. Ice Path followed up, and they'll go for the Venge. They'll get the kill on a Super. They don't commit anything from RNG.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Everyone just wants to farm.
Here we go. Ice Path coming in. Sonic Wave is down onto the Void Spirit. Earth Splitter to follow it up.
Middle tower
And that
has
hits
been denied.
Chalice. They don't get the kill on XM. He's hit with the Shadow Strike. They hit the Disruption. That'll be around Chalice. They've got the Adaptive Strike to finish him off.
So they don't get the Void Spirit kill with the Orchid because this mech came out that we talked about, but they do get the Darkseid kill, so at least they get something. The God King turns up for the last hit as well, and now they might be able to start pushing the tier 1. But really good play by EHOME to take the RNG mid tier 1. We've seen the importance of this tower,
Radiant's
especially this
middle
series,
tower
that, you
is
know,
under attack.
EHOME didn't lose their mid tier 1 in game 1. So that's, you want to make sure you're pressuring it nice and early.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh, XM hasn't leveled Macropire. He's gone 4 points in Ice Path by 7, but 2 in Dual Breath.
Interesting.
Maybe he feels like the more points in Ice Path are more valuable than the Magpie this game because they need the catch against the 2 mobile cores, I'd assume.
Dire are scanning.
Because they don't have a great ways of finding the morph. And they're going to smoke up here, but I think that they might have done that under a ward, I'm not sure. In the mid lane.
Double damage.
James. Not gonna find anything, but he's got the iron shell around him. Meanwhile, top SRF, he's going Ag's first item.
Okay. I mean, that's the standard build on this offlane ET, right? That you go the phase boots into the axe. Sometimes you go like drums or whatever first. But...
Ooh. James thinking about it. Ice path down, they hit the sweep. Magic missile, stun him up. That means the earth splitter's coming through and hitting onto James. Adaptive strike and the right clicks from Setsu and Super to finish off the Tiny.
Also, at some point in this game, especially if RNG get a telescope, Morphling turns into the TB. They have the extra attack range as well on the Venge. Could be some real hard-hitting morph further down the line.
Waters rise.
But this TB is just top of net worth now. Like he's not taking part in a fight for what 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Just farming really efficiently, especially with the Iron Talon helping out massively.
To the tally.
BKB next for Setsu. Morphling finishes the Yasha. And going Scotty next.
I thought SCCC might go Skadi before he went BKB, but it feels like he needs its second item, which is interesting.
Dire's bottom tower is
No,
under
SCCC's going BKB. The Morphling's going Scotty.
That's what I mean. I thought the TB would want to go Skadi as well.
Alright.
Because otherwise I don't know how they kill the morph.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Super has that bracer. Shadowed even going blink. Okay.
Yeah, I like this. I mean, his job to get onto the TB though, and he can't be at the front of the fight, otherwise he just dies. Like, they have so much burst potential with like the Tiny, with the Voice Spirit.
Dire's
Positioning going to
bottom
be really
tower
important
has
for
been
Felix this game.
denied.
Nothing really doing too aggressively. We're 16 minutes in. It seems a pretty quiet game. At least for right now.
Oh, top lane, Ice Path.
Can they get the
Gonna go
kill
into-
here? SRF in some trouble. McIntyre down. The longer he stands to go for this stomp, the more likely he's dead.
He's dead either way, unfortunately. Ooh, Van Brace for Morphling. And he sends it back. Okay. Van Brace for the Queen of Pain.
Sure.
I think that was a Grove bow that the Radiant just got as well. It'll be interesting to see if the TB or the Void Spirit take that. Because the Magic Amp's really good on the Void
Radiant's
Spirit,
bottom
who
tower
is
is
200
under
gold
attack.
away from his Axe, by the way.
Dire's
So,
top tower is under attack.
Interesting to see what he gets done. This Orchid from the Queen of Pain hasn't really achieved anything, so...
Yeah, I'm a little surprised they kind of pulled back after that Orchid pickup. I thought they'd really want to pump up the tempo, right?
Yeah. James has Blink as well that he's just bought, and he really wants to find something with it.
Radiant's
Like,
middle
straight away.
tower is under attack.
Waiting for the Darkseer too.
I don't... Like, everyone has bought these items that allow them to find pickups and stuff, but... It's, it is still a very slow game. Oh, Nether Shawl. What does Queen of Pain keep? I think you give that to the
Sanjinyasha.
Morph, right?
Interesting. Morphic cute Scotty, then swapped over, got the Sanjinyasha, now going BKB.
Why S and Y though instead of Manta? I feel like Manta when you're playing against TB is really important because the reflection's really good against Morph. I mean, the status resistance is never going to be bad, but maybe he just feels like he needs to beef up a bit.
Dire's bottom tower
BKB's
is under
almost finished for
attack.
TB.
Are scanning.
Yeah, he's really farmed. When they get BKB, maybe they feel like they can hit this timing as well, because Void Spirit's got Ags. He has a haste rune here as well. No, SRF.
XM. Silence, Astral Step, and the Aether Remnant looking to kill off Super. The Stomp is missed. And there's another Astral Step.
Oh, he didn't get
Super
it.
still doesn't die. James wants to run in. And we'll throw the Avalanche to get the kill.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Honestly, the fact that anybody found a kill this game, they should just be happy. It doesn't matter what they use. Like, if you're gaining any kind of like small advantage off a kill, then sure, just like blow every single spell. Because nobody's using them to kill anybody anyway. Oh, Void Spirit. It's
Looking
Orchid.
for the Void Spirit. Sonic Wave with the Orchid and the Shadow Strike. They get the kill on an XM. Disruption.
James goes in though.
BKB from Setsu. Felix Chaba ends up dead. They'll go for X Nova on the back lines. Ice Path lands. Now God King coming over to finish off the Jakiro. So 2 for 1 so far. There is a double damage on SCCC, but not looking to go back in as they have the Orchid on to James, and James gets left for dead. So Avalanche toss from God King. Avalanche out from James, but he won't survive, and 3 heroes are ending up dead on EHOME.
Yeah, that fight's really awkward when the Void Spirit's the one that gets gone on first. Like, he has to be the guy that is starting the fights, right? That is going in, just committing, trying to kill somebody quickly. And Terrorblade pops meta, but can't hit anybody the whole fight because it starts off so awkwardly.
The game's still sitting really even. But this is what we wanted. We wanted an even game. I'm pretty happy with where this is at so far.
Yeah, there's not been a huge amount going on, but I feel like this game is just going to be almost a bit like Game 1, where there's a lot of team fights, like 5 and 5s, but not a huge amount of pick-off potential because both teams are playing so much safer.
Yeah, even though both teams, like you said, went for the pickoff potential. Ags almost finished on the Elder Titan. He's just 70 gold away. Morphling got the first ulti orb of a Scotty. And
Not going
ping. No, yeah. He's gone back and forth a
That
couple
could
times.
massively bite him in the arse, though. When you're playing against like tiny Void Spirit, and you have no way of like purging off Reflection either. There's like the Vac wall. It could be really good, but he could also, yeah, just get blown up. But the Skadi is a really good item. I'm personally surprised he's not going E-Blades. I guess when he has the option to turn into TB and have the meta, he kind of wants to become the right clicker anyway. Reminds me of when people play Morph against PL and sometimes they go Manta Diffusal.
EHOME are in Roche right now.
They know though, they scanned it out. But can they get there in time?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And the fact you're giving away Roche so easily like this when you have an ET on your team is throws up massive question marks up in the air.
Timing's not going to come out their way. The throw wave of terror forward. But Chalice vacuum back on a super magic missile thrown to the Darkseer. Looking for this
stop
sweep.
misses.
It's not landing, and now God King just gets blown up. SRF's got that magic resistance, but it's not going to work. Or magic immunity, not resistance.
That fight's bad, but giving away the Aegis is really sad. He disassembles the SMY instantly and builds a Manta.
Wow.
And now you're stuck with this really awkward, just casual Sange on the Morphling. Oh
Vacuum
dear.
back, Setsu hit with the Ice Path. Now they've got the Silence. Disruption for the save. Swap, Super, still dead. BKB from SCCC. Pushing back, Setsu's forced to pop the BKB once again. SRF not really outputting as much damage as he would like. He's hitting for 293, but it's not enough. The Avalanche as well as the toss that hits under the Elder Titan. They've got the Silence from the Resonant Pulse. They'll get the kill on an SRF after he comes out of the Disruption. So down goes the Elder Titan. He doesn't have buyback, and these heroes push through the tier 2 tower while they're doing so.
Oh god, I can't believe he's... I know this is God the King's thing where he goes SMY and then disassembles, but I can't believe he now just has this casual Sange on a Morphling. Does he go Halberd? Against the Terrorblade, potentially? Feels really bad though. I'm glad as soon as I said he had potential to get blown up, it just instantly happens to
Dire's bottom
show my
tower
point.
is under attack.
Feels
And
really
it was
nice.
pretty quick.
Yeah, it was so quick. You're gonna take the bot tier 2 now as well. Or at least get it really low. Yeah, there it
Dire's
goes.
bottom tower has fallen.
Can they get XM here up in the top lane potentially? I don't think they can. He has the way of purging Orchid now on the voice spirit with the Yules, so he's really hard to catch. Like, where are their stuns on RNG side?
Gold for my forward.
And this is what we said coming into the last pick of the draft. It felt like they needed catch and team fight, but they also needed magic burst for the TB. So this quap gives them the magic burst, but it doesn't give them that catch they're looking for. And now they're stuck in a really hard position, I think, because of like these item builds that they've gone for, and EHOME hitting a really strong timing with this Aegis that they somehow got given for free.
Yeah, that really feels like it pushed back RNG's game plan by quite a bit, and then they were forced to kind of take a fight near the pit, and then that didn't go well.
Attack.
So they're just pushing in. They've got creeps going up onto the high ground. Xnova continuing to push this out. He's got a blink dagger on this Jakiro.
SCCC has a Skadi though. And now I think God King has to be really worried.
Agents of
He'll go back for the Scotty of his own, but it definitely doesn't feel that great.
Okay, so I like how they've both been farming all game, but God King dies once and SCCC hasn't, but it means there's now like a 2,700 gold net worth difference between them. But ain't SRF.
Avalanche toss on SRF. They catch him. They've got the sound for the Resident Pulse as well as the Astro Step forward. Walled down right on top where he's going to reappear for the disruption. Get the kill on SRF. Jump forward for more. Super in some trouble. Right clicks coming out from SCCC. Vacuum back. Adaptive Strike thrown into XM. Really doesn't do much. Aether Remnant lands and it's a double kill for SCCC. And now going for the tier 3.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So the glyph will come out.
Yeah, but what's stopping
Dire's
SCCC
middle
here?
tower is under
Like, he has
Not
BKB
much.
up still.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Setsu.
Thinking about
Dire's
it.
middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, looking for potentially a Sonic Wave. But they're losing the tier 3. The Ice Path lands. That hits on. Oh, God King? Hello?
Dire's
He
middle
dies
tower is
fully in
think the
Agi. They're
game's
going to take
over.
Felix Chalma, and now, yeah, the game might just.
I mean, they've only taken one set of actions. They don't have
my
meta
God.
here. But with God King not being alive, they don't know if he doesn't have buyback or not. They're going to assume he does. But as soon as they start hitting these buildings,
Dire's middle
I think they're going to realize quickly that he doesn't have buyback. Oh dear.
Dire's top tower
30
is under
seconds.
attack. Dire's top tower has
Get the
fallen.
tier 3,
you-
continue going.
Dire's
I think you
top
see
barracks are
XM
under
hitting away at it.
Do you get range racks and get out here, maybe on EHOME, or do they feel
Dire's
confident
top
enough?
barracks has
They have
fallen.
Wall in 9, Macro Pyre
Okay.
in 7.
I'm going to go for it. Oh, good Manta dodge.
Disruption,
this is-
Avalanche toss.
okay.
They've tossed back Felix. Felix in trouble. Dissimulating right on him. Earth Splitter comes through, but the BKB didn't pop by SCCC. Now, Yules, Sonic Wave, James. He dies,
look at
but
the
here
four,
comes
that
Resident
four,
Team in the
nice
vacuum wall is on 4. It's into the Macro Pyre as well. SRF gets low. He ends up dropping the Elder Titan falls. God King in some trouble. Just came back into this fight. He's trying to survive. Ice Path lands. Once again, Xnova's on it. Super dead. The right click's coming in to God King. He's trying to run. He's trying to hide. He gets back into the base. But just barely.
God, how
Him
nice
and
is it?
XM survive.
How nice is it to see Xnova playing a hero with playmaking potential, though? Like, we never get to see this. 4-man vacuum wall into an ice path because he has his blink to reposition himself. Holy crap. Now he gets a telescope.
And a Hex. Okay.
Okay, a Hex is nice. It gives them that lockdown for the Void Spirit that they've been lacking. Because, like, the Orchid doesn't, like, cut it anymore, right?
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Okay.
It feels
I
I
don't know,
like
SRF.
that here for the Void Spirit.
Yeah, SRF's so underfarmed, though, on the Elder Titan. Like, look at the net worth chart. He's basically just a third support at this point, right? Like, this hero feels really good if you're playing from ahead and you're making moves early on. But as soon as you start to fall behind, unless you go like Midas or something, you have no way of farming. Like, you have no wave clear or anything. Like, Stomp's okay, but it's so slow. It doesn't really push the whole wave out anyway. You have to hit them afterwards. And I honestly think EHOME, if they want to play this safe, which they have been all game, they're going to wait for the second Roche.
It's not too far away.
Look at Terrorblade's item build as well. What is it we talked about before when you're playing against Elder Titan? What do you need to make sure you have? Oh, hang on, Queen of Pain? Oh my god.
Setsu just getting blown up there.
Yeah, when you play against this Eater, you need to make sure you have armor. Who was it that played it last time? Was it the...
I think it was SCCC.
Was
It was on
SCCC?
TB, I want to say.
Because I think he realised, he got it like 6th item at the AC, right? But this game goes back for it for his 4th item because he realises he needs it.
I want to say at least.
And they have DD meta.
Vacuum Wall on a 2, Avalanche Astral Step, as well as the Resonant Pulse. God King and Super are dead, and the GG comes out immediately. EHOME take this series 2-1. It wasn't the most exciting of games, but it's picture perfect from EHOME if you're coming from their perspective.
Yeah, not the game I was kind of hoping for. I thought we might get something, more like Game 1, where there's a lot of action, a lot of things, but I think when it hits this Game 3, both these teams want to play it so safe to make sure they don't lose, almost. They're more scared to make the plays on the map. But, I don't know, both teams felt like they were confident in their position 1 being able to carry the game. I'll be honest, that's 3 games in a row for me that I've disagreed with God King's item build.
Yeah.
Because in Game 1, he goes for this Aghanims on the Spectre, right? Which felt super underwhelming. Game 2, he goes for this Orchid on the Arc Warden, which I don't agree with, but in the end, it doesn't really matter because they were so far ahead. In Game 3, this SNY felt really unnecessary. Like, he then just has this casual Sange for no reason. And he goes for the Ultimate, doesn't get a BKB, and just dies every... I think he died 3 or 4 fights... Was it 3 fights in a row, maybe?
Yeah, he dies 3 times in a row. Yeah.
He has no play. So I don't know how he's supposed to approach these fights without the BKB. So
Could have been really completely changing, but SCC plays it perfect. 7-0-7, 23,000 net worth. Very good job from the side of EHOME, and they move on to the next round, upper bracket. While now RNG, they fall to the lower bracket, waiting to figure out who they're going to play against. RNG and Magma are in the lower bracket. They have 1 more life in the grand scheme of it all. LGD Vici, Aster EHOME, a very good docket of games coming in tomorrow. Yeah. That starts with LGD Vici, and then Aster EHOME should be 2 fun series that I honestly expect